Alright, quick update on Tron. So, since our last video, I made my first Tron video yesterday talking about the news. On the daily, you can see that we had a huge pump after the Tron news was released. If you don't know what the Tron update was, they are planning on releasing a USDD stablecoin. I believe it was on May the 5th. And the interesting thing is this stablecoin is going to be backed by TRX, also known as Tron. Very interesting things going on with Tron right now. You can see they had a huge pump. Lots of volume came in on that day. Since then we have just been consolidating. In the much higher time frames like the weekly, you can see this was a huge influx of volume. We are making higher highs in the macro time frame, which is very good to see. And also we do still have some push left up for the RSI and the MFI in the more macro term to potentially move up to these higher price targets like the previous rejection points we've got up here. So that is the higher time frames. If we come into the lower time frames, we've got a cup and handle, which I actually talked about in yesterday's video, and it seems like this handle is forming very nicely. We are losing a tiny bit of bullish momentum while we are in this handle. That is obviously to be expected. There is less volatility when you are in these patterns, especially when you're in a channel like this. What I really want to see is for the bullish momentum to reset and continue to accumulate to the upside. Now, we can't be 100% sure that this is definitely going to break out. In my opinion, we need to keep our eyes on 7 cent. We really need to push back above there. If you see, if we have a push above 7 cent, we could potentially backtest this trend line and then we'd be off to the races. Your neckline is the most important price target if you do want this to break out. It is coming in at approximately 7.156 cents. So very tight ranges here. We are not far away from having a breakout. We're only less than 5% away for Tron. So if Tron is able to get more continuation coming in the next day, I'd really like to see it in the next day. I mean, if we look at the 4 hour, you can already see we've back tested these EMA ribbons, so there is really no reason we should be hanging around these regions for too long. I think at least we're going to come up to approximately 7 cent. If we have to come back down into the lower end of the handle, potentially into the long-term moving average at 6.5 cent, we could have a potential chance of breaking out of here. But like I said, this needs to be your absolute low. We can't go further than 6.5 in my opinion. The longer this takes, the more bearish it is. Right now we are looking very good. I mean, if I come down to the 1 hour, is that a inverse head and shoulders? Let me see. Okay, yeah, I think this is, although technically it would only really work if you're drawing it to the candle body close instead of the wick. But you can see right here we've got a head, we've got 2 shoulders, and we're coming down for it. So I mean, either way, you've got a strong neckline coming in where you've topped out approximately once, twice, and potentially 3 times. This is also going to be a strong area to get above. I will remove that. I think we are gearing up for a move to the upside. It already looks like the hourly squeeze mom has reset. 4 hourly squeeze mom looks like it is gearing up for a move to the upside if we do see continuation. So for Tron, I want to see a pump above 7 cent. If we do get above 7 cent, I would be very confident that the neckline up here at 7.164 is going to break out and we are going to be catapulted up approximately 20% from the neckline. That is a very nice trade. From where we are right now, you can see this is approximately a 25% increase for Tron. That is really all I wanted to talk about. We talked about the higher time frames, talked about the higher lows that we're putting in. We talked about the increase in volume, how the money flow indicator and the RSI, mainly our oscillators down here, are saying that in the higher time frame, we're looking at this on the weekly, that we have lots of room to move up to the upside. And as this is on the weekly, this means we could potentially have a huge rally, you know, at least up to these previous rejection points, like here for example. I do think this is underway. It will probably take its time. I do think Tron has a sizable market cap for what it is, so I think it will take its time. Nonetheless, if we do have a breakout of this cup and handle, I think this 25% catapult to the upside could happen a lot sooner than most people think. I do imagine if and when we do catapult out of this cup and handle pattern, we would probably need to come back down and backtest our 200-day moving average at approximately 7.7 cent, unless we do something like this. So don't be surprised if we get catapulted up and need to return to 7.8, 7.7 cent before we do continue and reach our price target up here for Tron. So I really like the setup for Tron. I personally don't hold any Tron. Like, I'm not in a trade for Tron. I might look to make a breakout trade on leverage. However, I would like to see Bitcoin have a solid confirmed bounce. You can currently see Bitcoin is trading and is kind of getting crushed right at the bottom here of this ascending channel. If we come over to the 4-hour, you can see we are seeing a slight bounce and a slight momentum shift, but you could also argue that we are setting up a bearish pennant right now for Bitcoin. So I'm going to keep my eyes on what happens for Bitcoin. I think you should as well. Keep your eyes on 39,000 for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin decides that it wants to landslide and close a daily candle below 39,000, then you can basically kiss this cup and handle goodbye for Tron, and basically a lot of altcoins are probably going to be decimated in the progress. I am mainly sitting on the sideline right now. I do have a few altcoin trades. I did enter a spot position on Elon earlier, but for most altcoins I am being conservative and I am hedging my bets into Bitcoin until Bitcoin makes a solid move. I think once Bitcoin confirms it's the bottom, if we do something like this and W out, then Tron and your other altcoins can go on big rallies. If Bitcoin fails this though, it's probably going to be better off in the short term holding Bitcoin and accumulating Tron at cheaper ranges. That is all I see. I do think we are going to break out. Keep your eyes on 7.166 and 7 cent respectively. A break above both of those levels, in my opinion, would catapult us up a further 20% to our price target of 8.5 cent. This is the price target of the cup and handle pattern. That is all I've got for you today. Tron looking very nice cup and handle. I'm seeing a few cup and handles today. Off topic from Tron, but I literally just recorded a video for Cake, which is why I recorded the Tron video after. You can see Cake is one of the cryptos that I cover that is forming a cup and handle right now, and it has just broken out of the handle, so very interesting things going on. This chart looks very similar to what's going on with Tron for me. Hopefully Cake is going to be a leading indicator of what Tron does, because a lot of altcoins are deciding to wake up and move today, Cake included, breaking out of this handle. I'd like to see the same thing for Tron, having it break out this handle. That is all I've got for you today. As always, if you did like the content, please like, comment and subscribe. As always, none of this is financial advice, it is just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Cowboy out. Peace.